Right.
But if you look at the depiction of the Messiah and the description of the Messiah, it's not the same Messiah. The Messiah in Islamist thinking comes from the north. Who comes from the north? Antiochus came from the north, from Syria. He comes to break the crosses.
Yes.
And he will come to kill the false Messiah who comes out of where? Jerusalem.
Jerusalem.
And that false Messiah will lead who? Will come to lead the Jews and the Christians. Right now you see, there's many alliances between Jews and the Christians. The evangelicals and the Jewish Orthodox are getting along.
Yes.
You know, they differ regarding the Messiah. They say, okay, we'll put that aside for now. But we have a common enemy called terrorism. We love one another. We're beginning to understand one another. So indeed, they knew that this will happen in the end. Who knew that this will happen in the end? Who understood biblical prophecy? Who understood the Bible before the eons of time? Who was in the Garden of Eden?
Yes.
Who caused the fall of man? If you want biblical scholarly evaluation of eschatology, there's one person who knows it all. Satan.
Yes, he sure does.
Yeah. So the destruction of the cross, okay? If you look now into, let's say, into the Bible, it talks about the destruction of the crescent moon and the star.
Yes.
Most Christians don't know that.
Yes.
It's depicted in Psalm 83. And when I read Psalm 83, well, before we get to Psalm 83, knowing all of these things, what did it cause in the teenage life over there? In the upbringing there, caused us to go into riots, stoning the Jews in the Wailing Wall from the Temple Mount. I went into bomb, putting a bomb in the bank. I almost lynched an Israeli soldier. You see? My cousin was a bomb maker. My other cousin, his brother, got killed on his way to Jerusalem to plant a bomb to kill Jewish people. My other cousin was a Hamas activist who drowned in the Mediterranean, was saved by a Jew, yet he's still a Hamas activist. And when I ask him, you were saved by a Jew, he does not want to talk about it.
What exactly happened that day? Explain a little.
Well,
How did
Ibrahim-
the Jew save your cousin, was it?
Ibrahim,
Yeah, just give that story. I wanna hear
Ibrahim went to swim in a secluded area
that. Okay.
with other Islamists. They went to the Temple Mount, the Al-Aqsa Mosque. They were students of Al-Aqsa Mosque. Now he's a teacher in the Al-Aqsa Mosque. He teaches Islamic theology in Al-Aqsa Mosque to girls, the schools.
Right.
And he went to this beach. And of course, they didn't want to see any Jewish women, bikinis and this kind of thing. They were religious, which I understand fully. They went to a secluded area with no guards.
No lifeguards.
They didn't know how to swim. So the wave took him in and he drowned. Two of his colleagues went to save him. They drowned. Now they died trying to rescue him. And a Jew was walking by. He sees the situation. He goes to his car, takes a couple gallons. When you put a couple empty gallons in your car so you can fill gasoline in case you run out. He empties them. And then he runs to the water and helps my cousin to hold on to the 2 gallons and rescues his life. So his life was spared by a Jew.
Spared by a Jew.
My father's life was spared by a Jew.
Wow.
My son was spared by a Jew.
I'm sure they didn't advertise this after it happened.
Never mentioned. As a matter of fact, when I confronted him with it, I said, a Jew saved your life. I got instantly taken out of the room with the entire family. He says, don't you ever mention that to him.
Yes.
He hates talking about it. Okay? His younger brother, later on, got killed by Jews because he was trying to put a bomb in Ben Yehuda Street. Okay? So, but what happened? How did he get killed? Israelis don't stop you and say, excuse me, can you roll down the window? Do you have a driver's license? Oh, okay, you have a bomb in your car. You have the right to remain silent. You have a right for a Jewish lawyer. They don't tell you that. It's war.
It's war.
Suicide bombers. You don't deal with you shoot the suicide bomber, knowing if he has explosives. You give him a chance, raise your hand if you can. But a car is coming at you, and when they put a barricade to stop it, and it doesn't want to stop,
right,
they shoot.
Do what you have to do.
Yeah. So he wanted to penetrate a barricade, and they shot. and the family confessed the truth to me when the first happened. Years later, the story changed. The Israelis took my cousin, killed him in cold blood, took his body parts and sold them in the black market. That's how the story got changed. So the Jews kill Palestinians and Arabs to dip the matzah in the blood. It sounds ridiculous, but if you go to the Dubai TV, Arab TVs, here we have American TV. If you switch the channel there, you will see depiction of Ariel Sharon selling Arab blood to Jewish rabbis. And they call it Daracola, Dracula. You know, cola, Coca-Cola, Daracola, means he's selling blood in a form of a cola to Jews. Wow. And they accuse the Jews of dipping the blood. Now, if you think about it for a minute, they accuse the Jews of doing this kind of thing. But the Islamists in Palestine carry it out literally against the Jews. When the two reservists in Ramallah got lost,
Yes.
what happened to them?
They slaughtered them.
They slaughtered them, took the body parts,
Yes.
physically, the flesh, the guts, the heart, the eyes, everything, and they put it in a platter. And you can see it in the footage.
Yes.
That's why I say a video is worth 1,000 books. There's a lot of books out there, a lot of books out there, and you can't find the truth. But a picture is worth 1,000 words, and a video is worth 1,000 books. That video clip should be watched by everybody. Because there you have the entire population of Ramallah carrying out the flesh, praising Allah in the streets. Now, if Jews kill Palestinians, I can understand it. And if Palestinians blow up buses, I can still understand it. You know why? Because they say, well, this is a small group. This is a small cult. We can't judge the whole nation based on a small cult.
Right.
If a Jew opens fire in a mosque and kills Palestinians in Hebron, well, we say, this is wrong. But the difference is this. The entire nation of Israel demonstrates and objects to any killing. Sabra and Shatila massacre happened, not by Ariel Sharon. Arabs did it. Entire Israel was in the streets, screaming and yelling against the killing of Arabs. But the other thing happens when a person from, when the entire population of Ramallah is supporting the killing of Jews. That speaks volumes, because that says that the nation has a blood libel against the Jews. And it's the entire city. You can see it on the footage, praising and jeering Allah for the killing under the auspices of Yasser Arafat. And do you see Yasser Arafat's police supervising the event?
Yes.
That speaks volumes. Two boys get lost on the street, and they go into an Arab neighborhood. Who kills them? Children.
Yes.
Arab children take them. They stone. They couldn't even identify their bodies. They were so mutilated.
This is awesome.
And who is speaking out for these people? Who's speaking out for these people?
Yes. We're going to let you continue, and then we're going to hear here it is, a man is brought up in this, indoctrinated in it, brainwashed, if you want to call that. It is brainwashing when you hear it all the time. Every song that you hear is about how you hate the Jews. What can change a man? What can make him change to who he is today? And when we return, we're going to find out what changed a man that had bombs strapped to his body and walked into the Bank of Bethlehem. And we're going to find out what he found out. You need to hear this. So stay tuned. We'll be right back after this message.